headed over to Valley Motorsport again today. My buddy Ro.
What's up?
Driving me out to Valley, and you may be wondering why I need to be driven out to Valley Motorsport. Well, let's see. Yep. Had a little surfing accident about 3 weeks ago now out of San Clemente. It got me pretty good. Fractured my neck, broke my nose in a few places, lots of different things. Actually, my face is looking pretty normal now, but it set me back a little ways working on the car, and today's our first visit in at least a month back to the shop to take a look at it. So it's been kind of tough, but you know, just recovering, and been doing a lot of research, at least, into what I'm going to do next with the car. A lot of research into intake and exhaust. I think those are the kinds of things that really come at this stage, but they can make the biggest difference. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today at Valley, and show Romina over some of the cars there. So stay tuned. So we've been talking about intakes all day so far, and here we're basically down to about 3 options total. One option is this: go with a carburetor setup. So not fuel injected, but carbureted. And these are who makes these again? BMO Carbs. PMO. They're beautiful, and what I hear is, we're not starting up this car, I don't think, but I've heard it in a video, and it's like super fast revving, and it runs nice and great. It kind of sounds a little like V80 to me, but it does have a pretty nice sharp wind to it still. But it gives you this beautiful clean engine compartment. Obviously this car doesn't have AC, and just like a nice big cavernous interior of the motor, and super clean setup. So that's option one. And what do you think cost-wise this would end up costing, going with these? Obviously, we subtract a lot of stuff because there's no real computing going on here. It's just tuning with a screwdriver.
Like 15 grand for everything. Like, yeah.
So about 15 grand or so.
You gotta have the MSD boxes, you know, and then you gotta have like the
Small water arms.
small wire arms, build carburetors.
Yep. Okay, so that's option one. And this is kind of the second option, which is really kind of the simpler option. Basically, mostly stock. Just a bigger, kind of more open K&N filter intake with the filter.
Yeah, and it's a V8 motor with different cans.
But like, I think that's just the stock throttle body, stock plenum. You still keep the AC here. Just clean it up nicely, powder coat some of the parts, and it looks really nice and super easy to tune, because, you know, again, this is kind of the stock setup. You could pretty much put a Steve Wong chip in here and be done with it, and we might be able to hear this start up. Hasn't been started up in a couple of years, it sounds like. Needs to get some fuel in. Get a little bit of fuel in there.
One eternity later.
Here it comes.
Let's try the other one, the white.
No joy.
Take it all out and let's go with the white one.
Gonna try it with a different one. This is also a relatively stock setup. also a very stock setup. You still have the AC. You even have the stock intake. It actually sounds great. This is a very stock setup, so it doesn't even have like a fancy air intake or anything. It's basically fully stock. Is this also a 3.8?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is also a 3.8. And so I could go this route, keep the AC pretty nice and clean. And they've obviously blocked off there's no heater duct here, so it's just like completely got rid of everything that's in this area, essentially, with just that block off plate. And so that's the other choice. And then there's one final choice, and we're gonna go take a look at that next. Okay, and now onto our final setup. This is a pretty special setup because you basically have a, let me zoom out here. You have coil on plug, right? There's obviously no AC here. Really nice clean compartment, a massive air intake, stock plenum still. And then, you know, you got your fuel rail, obviously a kind of some upgraded setup here. And this is running a Motec ECU, and that's how it's been tuned. So it's basically between staying mostly stock, going this route with like a upgraded ECU kind of tuning software, and coil and plug, which is super clean. You got a lot of extra room in here. And the last bit is just going carbureted, like that very first option that I showed you guys. Let me know what you think. Which way would you go? This is a super cool car, by the way. It's a Targa that is back here getting some additional stuff done. Not sure what. But yeah, which way would you go? What are your thoughts? Carbureted, which I hadn't even started thinking about that, and now I'm thinking about it a little bit. And then relatively stock with maybe a Steve Wong chip to get as much power out of the stock as possible. That's this white car, and the green one, which we couldn't get started. These cars haven't been started in a couple of years, so they, you know, there's old fuel in there and whatnot. So yeah, this setup or that carbureted setup. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. I got to make this decision over the next couple of weeks or so. So it'd be nice to get some of your feedback. All right, well, thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate all the support, and would love to hear your comments. Obviously, I don't know a ton about the intake setup, and I'm just learning as I go. I am looking at the company out of Sweden whose products I really like. I love how he's been developing things. It's called Island Works, I think. I'll put a link to that and maybe a quick link to his video. Really great setup. But if I go that route, then that would be kind of the route of that orange car that I just showed you. It's more high tech, obviously, kind of a different engine management system. And he's also got, you know, he sells his setup with like the fuel rails and everything already kind of included. It's more plug and play, very clean setup and very lightweight because he's building more of a race car. That's more his focus. So yeah, would love to hear your feedback. If you've got a fourth option, I'd love to hear about it. Well, I guess the fourth option would be individual throttle bodies, right? And every which way I look at that, you know, that setup will end up costing like $30,000 extra dollars minimum, and will require quite a bit of tuning. So, and I just have to wonder, is that really the right way to go? I know that's what like the super high-end guys like Singer and whatnot do, but like how much better is that than just like a carbureted setup that you can finely tune yourself? I don't know. I'm hoping you guys can tell me that. So yeah, see you next time, and hopefully by the time I do the next video, maybe next month, I won't have this collar on. Wish me luck. Talk to you guys soon.